Hello, it's Layefa. How are you? So I've been playing around with my hair. I've got about 4 different buns. This is the first one I did. I really can't show you how I did it, but this was literally just to work out, and it was a really messy bun. And so that was number 1. And I want to show you 3 more. So I'm just taking it out. So ideally you would start with your hair loose. Give yourself a nice scalp massage. Spritz your scalp like I always do. Some people oil their scalp. I don't. I've spoken about that a few times. I just use a bit of water. And this is the thing that I don't like about the faux locks. They just sort of knot into themselves. So here we are, starting on my scalp, feeling nice and fresh. And this is how long the hair is and how full it is. So it's quite long and quite full, as you can see. And I'm just showing you that they are individual locks at the front and crocheted in the middle. So I've got 3 rows going down the front, and in the middle of my head it's crocheted, and then the back is also just 1 row of single strands. So I'm taking the front section and I'm going to fold that in half, because what I'm trying to do is create a fringe. So I'm showing you what I'm taking, and I'm going to band that, put that in a hairband, and that will act as a sort of fringe. So once I've banded that, I then take my time to straighten it out, because you want it sort of level, and also keeping in mind this will go into the main bun. I'm pulling in some more hair to make the fringe a little bit shorter, and I'm trying to figure out how it's going to frame my face. How long do I want it? That long? Do I want it shorter? I'm struggling a little bit trying to figure out how long or short I want it, but that looks a lot better. And also keeping in mind that it's going to rise even more once I put it in the main band. Then I gather up the rest of my hair. That's everything, the back, the sides, everything. And depending on how long the hair is and how much hair you have, you might want to flip your head upside down to do it. It might be easier, or sort of flip it all to one side and gather it. And then I band that. Now what you can do is band all of that hair in with the fringe, but I've done it separately. So I band this hair first, and I only go, because it's a lot of hair, it only needs 1 band round. And I just get all the hair through. Once it's all through, try and make sure that it's in the center of your head, or as center as you can get it. I then take the fringe part and I tuck it into the main banded bit, because it all has to be together anyway. Do it. And if you notice, once I've done that, the fringe it lifts. That's the right word. It lifts up. And I just take the main bit of hair and split it into 2. So here it is split into 2. Take one side, twist it, and wrap it around. That's the extra bit of hair that I've left out, because if anything goes wrong, I'm sure I could use that to disguise any bits that don't look too great. So I'm just going to wrap this hair underneath and around the band and the bun and everything else, and just tuck it in at the back. Then straighten out the fringe a bit more if I've got any gaps. Then I twist the other side, gather up all the hair I can, and I'm twisting it. And instead of going under, I go over. I go a little bit over, because I want to tuck in. You see that? The folded bit that is sticking out, that's poking out at the top. I want to tuck that in. So I go over and then I tuck it in. So my bun is slightly tilted because of how I've tucked it in, but I quite like it. It's a look, it's a vibe. I think it's cute. Then I go back to my fringe and you frame my face again. Then this extra hair that I've left out is just to neaten everything up, which didn't really need neatening, but just in case, I felt like just in case something was sticking out that I didn't want sticking out. And now I've just tucked it in. And this is the finished look. Nice. And I like how the bun almost looks a little bit like a sculpture and a tilted hat almost. And if you get individual faux locks, it will look even neater at the back. I'm not sure what the back looks like. I don't know if I end up showing you. But that's it. And this is bun number 1. I love it. So cute, so cute. This bun is probably the easiest of all of them that I've shown you, but also the most, I would say, experimental or temperamental. So what you want to do, or what I should say I do, is I flip my head upside down again and I gather all the locks into the bun. Once I've done that, I split the hair in two, so one on one side and one on the other side. I split the hair in two, like so. I twist up one side and tuck it into the back, and then I repeat on the other side and tuck it into the back. Now that's pretty much the look, but what I like to do with it is I like to fan it out, so it's just like a really, it's kind of like a messy bun, but like in a tucked in fan way. Wow, I'm giving it a really strange name, but yeah, let's move on to the next look. This look is definitely my favorite. So first you want to section off your hair. So I'm taking out a section from the front, then a section from the side, and this is just to give you an idea of the size, but obviously this depends on the size of your locks and also the size of your head as well. So that's 3 sections at the front. Now I'm taking a huge section in the middle. This will act as the main base of my bun. So just trying to gather up that hair. Now, when you gather that hair, you can choose to twist it around and tuck it into itself, but I find it easier to get a hairband or hair tie, especially because this is quite a lot of hair, and I don't even loop it, just one hairband to gather up all the hair, like so. And make sure all the hair is through as much as you can, or as much as I can. As you can see, that's what it looks like. And I've just twisted it around, twisted it into itself, and I'm going to twist it around and tuck it into the band. As you can, there's me sort of struggling to just get hold of the band and tuck in all of that hair. Now, if any hair pokes out or sticks out, that's what the back looks like. And I'll discuss that afterwards because it's not my favorite part, but yeah. Now, whatever's left out at the back, I've just split into 2. Now, if you have single individual locks, it will look a lot neater because you'll actually see your own scalp. Now what I do, I take one side, you can start with any side, and I just twist it. And what this will do, what I'm doing here is I'm twisting it and then I'm going to tuck it underneath the big bun, just like that. Yep, tucking it in. And here, I'm just experimenting, just trying. This is the first time I did this, but I thought, oh, it's a look for if I want to do an updo. And you can tuck it into the band or literally just tuck it into itself, because it is tight enough, it will hold. Now I'm going to repeat the same on the other side. So I've crossed it around the back. Yeah, to tuck in again underneath the bun. And don't worry if any locks start to poke out, you can neaten that up at the very end. Now I take one side, twist it round again, and I'm tucking it around the back. Just going to, ideally, now I'm tucking it over the top. Ideally, you always want to tuck it under the bottom and not over the top. I'm not sure if I'm clear, but the visual. Then repeat on the other side. I've had to split this side into two because it's quite a lot of hair. But if it isn't, then you just take the sections as need be. If you need to take more sections than I am, that's fine. If you need to take less, it should still work. But this is me just experimenting and how I'm tucking it in. Then I've got my last section at the front and I'm just trying to figure out which way is going to work. And I think what's best is to just sort of swoop it under, twist a little bit as much as I can, and then tuck it into, then just tuck it into the bottom. I'm about to tuck it into the top. I'm sure I take it out and tuck it into the bottom because it works better at the bottom. Maybe I did just leave it at the top. So that's what it looks like from the side. And as you can see, because it is crocheted in the middle, you can actually see the cornrows at the back. Now, personally, I don't mind, but ideally I wouldn't want that. So if you have like individual faux locks, rather than when it's crocheted in, it will definitely look better because you're looking at your scalp partings rather than K-rows. And that's the finished look. This is definitely my favourite bun of the three, just because of how tall and statuesque and it just looks like a sculpture on my head. Yes, I remember. I took it out from the top and I tucked it into the bottom. And you might want to do this with your bun. And then tuck in any loose ends. And that's the finished look. Love it. Thank you so much for watching. Do comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until my next video, respect your edges. Bye.